How trauma shows up in teens. It's often not what you think it is. Most behavior problems are coping mechanisms. To understand how trauma appears in teenagers, we need to remember something important. By the time a child reaches adolescence, their brain and nervous system have already spent years adapting to the environment they grew up in. Those adaptations do not disappear when the child becomes a teenager. In many cases, they become more visible. Adolescence is a time when identity forms, emotions intensify, and social environments become more complex. For teens with trauma histories, the nervous system that once helped them survive childhood now has to navigate a world that expects independence, emotional regulation, and academic performance. Because of this, trauma often begins to show up through behaviors, adaptations, learning struggles, and social patterns. It is important to understand that these behaviors are rarely random. They are survival strategies that once made sense in the environment the child lived in. One of the most common ways trauma appears in teenagers is through emotional volatility. A traumatized teen may experience very intense emotional reactions to situations that appear small to others. Their nervous system may move quickly between anger, shutdown, anxiety, sadness, or numbness. This happens because the emotional centers of the brain are highly active during adolescence, while the parts of the brain responsible for regulation are still developing. When trauma has already conditioned the nervous system to expect danger, emotional reactions can become amplified. A teen might suddenly explode in anger, shut down completely, or withdraw from conversation. To adults, this may look like defiance, attitude, or disrespect, but very often it is the nervous system responding to internal threat signals. Another common pattern is hyper-independence. Some traumatized teens learn early in life that relying on others is unsafe. As a result, they may reject help, avoid asking for support, and insist on handling everything alone. They may appear mature, self-sufficient, or emotionally distant. This behavior is not true independence. It is often a protective adaptation, formed when trust was repeatedly broken or unavailable during childhood. Other teens develop the opposite adaptation and become chronic people-pleasers. These teens may focus intensely on keeping others happy, avoiding conflict, and managing the emotional environment around them. They may become highly attuned to other people's moods while ignoring their own needs. This pattern often forms in childhood environments where the child learned that safety depended on keeping caregivers calm, satisfied, or emotionally stable. Trauma can also show up through control behaviors. Some teenagers become perfectionistic or highly controlling over small areas of their lives. They may obsess over schoolwork, appearance, routines, or achievements. Control becomes a way to create stability. When the nervous system is